All right, so I want to do something a little different. We're obviously heading into the bye week. It's Monday, so we have 2 weeks until football. Well, less than 2 weeks now. We actually have a Sunday night game on the December 12th against the Bears. So we're a night game, so that feels good. That's gonna that's crazy. We get Sunday night. So our last night game was that against the Lions on Monday? I think that was against the Lions on Monday. That was their last night game. That's crazy. Well, I guess I don't really count Thursday. That's technically a night game too. I don't. I mean Thursday. I mean it's the only game on the slate there, so I don't really count Thursday. But um, you know, we have 2 weeks to recover, to game plan for the Bears. Our last 3 of 5 games of the season are at Lambeau. We only have to go to Baltimore and to Detroit. That's it. So it's not even that long of a travel. Both places aren't too far away. Especially Detroit. It's just you just fly over the pond. Well, not really the pond, but you just fly over the Great Lakes and you're in Detroit basically. Um, um, but it feels even more. I don't want to say different, but it feels a lot more like this is the end game. I guess we'll say that versus last year. Now, I kind of went into the playoffs last year thinking, we have the 1 seed right now. Rams are coming to town, Bucks are coming to town, and it's like, okay, it kind of felt like do or die, like this was it. Um, but it didn't quite feel like it does this year. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels this way. Um, it's a very different feeling compared to last year. I think some of us last year expected Rodgers to be gone. There's a million reports coming out every second. We had the whole draft day drama, which led into 3 months of nothing and just stupid journalism and whatnot. Um, but this year, especially again, we're in end of November. It feels way different compared to last year. This actually feels like an actual end game versus last year. It did, but I feel like there was a chance he could come back last year. Now I'm not saying there's not a chance he could come back after this year. I just feel like personally, if we don't get over that NFC Championship hump, if we don't get over that, I don't know if he comes back. That's 3 years in a row where we just get stopped there. And San Francisco, who had hope for San Francisco? I mean, they ran all over us, and we just could not stop the run. And then obviously last year, you could talk about Kevin King, you can talk about that offense stalling out. Scotty Miller. I mean, you can talk about a million different things that happened last year. Not running the ball, which was it Devin White said that Rodgers wouldn't have scored, I think. So, there's a million different things where it's like if this happened, that happened, this, it's like, okay, there's a chance we go to the Super Bowl. But I feel like if we lose 3 in a row, I feel like that is actually Rodgers is actually done. Now, whether he goes and plays for Denver, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, you name it. If he goes to the Vikings, oh my god, that would suck. It just got a repeat of Brett Favre. That would be absolutely terrible. But again, if we lose third straight in a row, it's just is he out? Most likely, I think it's a 95% chance he's out. He's gone. He's done. Just done with the organization. Spent too many years where, just did not listen to the players and just got rid of them, kicked them out. Didn't even hand them their suitcase and just booted them out of the building. So, I think he's just had enough of that. But the flip side is there's been so much changing this year where why it feels so different is because with the drama of the offseason, with Adam Schefter coming out and saying, hey, he's not happy. He wants out of Green Bay, which, I mean, we've known for a while. He's aired his frustrations out for years. And it's just, now everything's boiling over and whatnot. Since draft day, and I really, I mean, both sides, well, not really both sides, but really Rodgers has come out and said, hasn't really had a lot of conversations in the offseason until I think August is when things really started heating up for talks and whatnot. And it just, it felt different because we went out, we got Randall Cobb, we got Whitney Mercilus. I'm going to talk about Rasul Douglas here in a minute. That we went out and got a new punter, Corey Bojorquez. I think that's how you say it. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. But we went out, we got pieces. Devondre Campbell, stud, absolute stud, amazing pickup. Rasul Douglas is a great pick too. I can't say Devondre Campbell's my favorite pickup because Rasul Douglas is just having a crazy year too. Even Cobb coming back, very good. Took a little bit. I think Pittsburgh was when he really started to come out of his shell and actually, started to get the playbook good and, it really started to look like Cobb that we remember. But then he really had a good game against the Rams just yesterday. I'm recording this on Monday, the day after the Rams game. So if you're seeing this in the future, that's why I say, yesterday, if I do mention that in the future too, is just, this is right after the Rams game. We're heading right into the bye week. But, he really started in the first half, 95 yards. Was it 8 catches, I think? And a touchdown there too. So, all these pieces that we went out and got, and the air started to clear up between the front office and Rodgers. Now, I'm not saying that, it's all good and we're going to come together and just kumbaya and we're singing Christmas carols together. I don't see that happening. I think that this is a mutual agreement of, okay, we'll help you out, you help us out. Let's just get this thing done. Getting Joe Barry, who I did not criticize. I have videos I did not criticize, but people criticized him for being on Washington. He was on the was it the 0-16 Lions, or I believe he was on the 0-16 Lions. And then he was somewhere else, and somewhere else as a head coach, and he sucked. And everyone's seeing that. It's like first reaction is, terrible pickup. But as we've seen, going against Joe Barry has really helped the defense. So we're not only giving Rodgers pieces on offense, we're giving them a defense finally. So yes, we don't have to talk about the Saints game, week 1. That honestly was an anomaly. You can go look at the Vikings loss. I mean, Rodgers had a great day. Put up, what was it, 31, I think? And they still lost just because the defense had an off day. It happens. Go look at the defense for when Jordan Love was playing against the Chiefs. 13 points, 1 touchdown. At the first drive of the game, 1 touchdown to the Chiefs. Never let them in the end zone again. And, I mean, if they would have gotten Jordan Love the ball back, they could have won that game, potentially. But this year has felt different. It's become... It's a really interesting year. Now, again, we still have 5 weeks left. There's still... 6 weeks left, but five Packer games, I guess I should say, because everyone else has a game this coming week. So, it feels a lot different. There is a lot of different stuff going on. I feel like the front office and Rodgers are getting along for now. Obviously, Rodgers has been spotted talking to Brian Gutekunst. I don't know if Mark Murphy's been on the practice field, but at least Brian Gutekunst has been. There's been photos snapped. Sorry, of them talking and whatnot before. I don't think I can't recall any of Mark Murphy being out there. Maybe there is, and I just don't recall. But I don't recall any of that. But there's just so much different here. Now, obviously, we lost Whitney Mercilus, who we just brought up, who had a pretty good game, and then he gets injured out for the season. So that sucks. It would have been fun. It would have been fun to see Funchess, who got hurt in the preseason too. It would have been interesting to see, some of these guys come in, how they do. Because I thought Funchess would have done really good during the regular season if he could stay healthy, but he just couldn't. And so they let him go in the preseason, which sucks. Because I had high hopes for him. I thought he would do good. But the guys that have stayed healthy are non-superstars. Obviously, we've lost so many superstars to injuries from, Dave Bakhtiari on our O-line, Elton Jenkins, who we just lost to Minnesota. We've had people on COVID. We have had people on injuries, and they've come back. We still won games. Rodgers went to it was basically Rodgers, the running backs, and the O-line went into Arizona, and pretty much they put up 24 with practice squad wide receivers. Rodgers did that. Now, again, the run game, very helpful in that game. I can't discredit that. But the wide receivers we had that day was Randall Cobb and a bunch of practice squad people. That's it. And then on defense, again, 21 is not bad. Rasul Douglas, who would have thought a practice squad member who no one has even heard of before, a month and a half ago now, is not only made the biggest play in defeating an undefeated team with the offense basically, at their weakest with no wide receivers. Then he comes and picks off and does a pick six against Matthew Stafford, who I still think is very good. Obviously, there's a lot of hate for Matthew Stafford, especially after yesterday and all that. People are going to hate him no matter what. It's dumb. But if you've been an NFC North fan and you watched this man for 10 plus years, or how has it been 10 years? God, I don't even know when he got drafted. It's been a while. Yeah, I think it's been about 10 years, because what was it, 2011, 2010? Somewhere around there? Maybe 2009. But, he's good. I can't disrespect him, because he's just been very good, very fun to watch. But, you pick off him, you run it back for 6. That Rams offense, one of the best. Everyone thought they were going to be coming into the season, and then they go and get more help. And then now they're on a 3-game losing streak. They got good defense, and the defense kind of disappeared. But, they were supposed to be a Super Bowl contender. I don't know what happened there. But then, you got Cardinals we played. We shut out the Seahawks. I lost train of thought there. We shut out the Seahawks. We went to San Francisco, beat up on San Francisco, which the Lions couldn't do. The Bears were at home against San Francisco. They couldn't do that. And the Vikings went on the road to San Francisco, and they couldn't do that either. Both the Bears and the Lions were at home. Now, the Lions, it was week 1. It's technically a moral victory, because they came back, and was it like 33-30 or whatever at the end? Lions came back in the second half. And the Bears were in it for a lot of the game, and they just couldn't stop the Niners offense. But you take on a playoff team like the Niners, you beat them in their in their home stadium. You go on, you're beating all these top tier teams. You're beating not as good teams. Bengals was a crazy game. The Chiefs are. That division sucks. I honestly, the Raiders somehow beat the Cowboys, and the Chargers are sucking now. Broncos are looking good suddenly. So we lost to the Chiefs. We would have destroyed the Chiefs if Rodgers was playing. I think everyone thinks that. But you're beating up on teams that aren't that good. You're beating up on teams that are pretty good, and then obviously again, North battles. Against the Bears, against the Lions, against the Vikings. I said going into the Minnesota game for my predictions, I said we could lose one to the Vikings. I said very easily we could both win at home. And they won at home. And now, January 2nd, they have to come to Lambeau, and we got to try to win at home. Um, but just you throw logic out the window for divisional games. That goes for every division. Look at Cincinnati Pittsburgh yesterday. Was it 41-10 or whatever? I mean, Pittsburgh looked good in the fourth quarter against the Chargers the week before, just couldn't finish the game off. And then they turn around and put up 10 points on the Bengals, who are a division rival. Like, you just throw logic out the window for everything. You're going to have sloppy games where, both divisional opponents just, it's like, was it 13-6 for the Cleveland Ravens game, I think? Or 13-10 or whatever. So you're going to have sloppy games. You're going to have high-scoring games. Seattle, San Francisco for the past 4 years or whatever. It's just been, it's been a lot of high scores. A lot of close games. The 1-inch line that San Francisco stopped them at 2 years ago, which would have actually put Seattle in the first seed, which probably would have meant that we possibly would have had to play San Francisco earlier, or maybe someone knocks off San Francisco in the wild card or divisional round. Like a lot of things change basically, for games like that, divisional games like that. So, losing to the Vikings once, it happens. We have a 3-game lead on them again because they just lost to San Francisco yesterday. So, I'm not too worried. And until they get a game behind or a half a game behind or whatever, I'm not too worried about them at all. But this has to be it. There's so much on the line here. So many new pieces coming in. We're down in superstars. We're trying to get them back. Hopefully David Bakhtiari comes back in 2 weeks. Hopefully Zadarius Smith comes back in 2 weeks. Hoping for Jair by the end of December. That's the timeline for him right now. Obviously, we lost Elton Jenkins. That sucks. Not going to get him back at all this year. So, just if we can start getting our superstars back and they're playing just as good as this defense is now while we're missing them, I mean, it's going to be game changing. Now, we don't want the defense that allowed 36 to the Vikings or no, wait, sorry, it was 33-36, not 30. I said 31 before. 33-36 because we lost by a field goal. Yeah, I believe it was a field goal. No, it was a field goal. I believe it was 3 points. Because we scored a touchdown. Oh god, I'm already losing. I'm so focused on the Rams game, so focused on just getting people back, and kind of blanked out that Minnesota game. But the point is, we can't be letting our defense put up as many points as Minnesota did against us. We might have to play on the road. You never know. There's no guarantee that we can get that 1 seed. The 2 seed's nice, but if we have to go to Arizona for the championship game again, that's not going to be fun. Now, it was 50-50 for, fans-wise in Arizona when we played them on that Thursday night. It was 50-50. So it's probably going to be 50-50 again if we're doing a playoff, like a championship game against them, which that'll help. But, you still have to go on the road. So, that 1 seed would help. But if we can't get it, you just hope Arizona loses. Because it's honestly, it's really between Arizona and the Packers. Like, just be real. Let's just be real. Tampa's what? They have 7 wins. They're 2 games behind. Dallas has, I think, 7 wins too. So they're 2 games behind too. So, I mean, Packers and Cardinals basically both have to lose, 3 games, 4 games, and pretty much Tampa and Dallas have to win out in order to try to get that 1 seed. So, I mean, it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard to do, especially, when you have a lot of close games against the Colts, when you barely beat the Colts, it's just like someone maybe next week is going to see that and say, okay, that's what we have to do. So the Colts almost beat them. Let's go do that, our version of that, and let's go beat them, and then they can beat them. So, it's really between the Packers and the Cardinals. So, that 1 seed would be really nice. Again, it'd be so nice to have that and get that. And then hopefully we don't pull, a last year and do what we did last year and just mess up in the championship game. But, we get healthy. I think we're talking a different animal here. But, just got to sit back, enjoy the ride. I'm hoping for a different outcome this year. I think we all are. If there's not, I don't see Rodgers really sticking around. So, but if we win the Super Bowl, anything's possible. Anything's on the table. So, for now though, like the video, share the video around. Don't forget to subscribe. God, that always gets me. I gotta find something else to say. And I'm out of here. Peace.